Okay, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is you can survive. If you made it through 2020, then you can survive anything. The good news is no matter what has happened to you financially, emotionally, mentally, or physically, there is hope, there is life, and there is a plan. That is the good news. The bad news is there are going to be some changes in the tax code that are going to affect everyone. Do not believe the hype that this is only going to affect the rich. Let me repeat, do not believe the hype that it's only going to affect the rich. It is going to affect everyone who is just above poverty level. That means if you make $50,000 a year, if you make $60,000 a year, if you make $45,000 a year or more, then you are going to see significant changes in how much money actually gets to your paycheck if you do not learn how to live your life like a business. Why am I talking about this? I am talking about this because, like Noah said it was going to rain, I keep saying everybody needs a home-based business. Everybody needs a home-based business. Why? Because businesses are the engine of the economy, and an economy without a business cannot thrive, just like a car without an engine cannot drive. So if you want to be a part of this engine that is driving the economy, that is driving the world, that is driving wealth, then you must have a home-based business. Why? Because when you have a home-based business, you are eligible for hundreds of tax deductions that most people do not know about. You are eligible for tax deductions for things that you were already spending money on anyway. You see, when you have a home-based business, then the IRS essentially gives you an opportunity to get your money back. What do I mean by get your money back? I simply mean this. If you went to the grocery store and you bought $200 worth of groceries and you came home and ate all of your groceries and you enjoyed those groceries, or maybe some of them you didn't like, I don't know. That's between you and your groceries, okay, and your tongue palate. Well, anyway, if the grocery store manager called you a week later and said, hey, you remember all those groceries you bought last week? Okay, here's the deal. I want you to come back and get your money. Let me tell you something. We would stop, drop, and roll. This video would be over. Everybody would go back and get their money. Well, that's what the IRS says. When you drive your car and you get in your car and it's now everybody's going outside and you go and drive to go meet somebody for dinner, or you go and drive to meet somebody wherever you're going to meet them, then you just drove your car. You have now used mileage, which causes wear and tear on your car. You probably had to put some gas in the car at some point. That car is running by electricity, battery, or whatever it is. All of those things cost money. You had to register that car every single year. You've got to pay for the car to exist. I don't know why we have to do that, but you know, that's just another way for somebody to make some money. Well, guess what? You can get that money back. Because when you drive that car for business, if you drive to the post office for business, if you drive to meet somebody for lunch to discuss business, if you drive to Starbucks to have coffee to discuss business, every single time you get in that car, if you have a home-based business. Now, let me be clear. This is not a business where you are working for somebody else from home. That's not a home-based business. So if you were told you could work from home and the company gives you a W-2 because it wasn't safe to go in for COVID, well, you are working from home. That is not the same as having your own home-based business. I am talking about the kind of business that you set up in my class, How to Start a Home-Based Business. That's a 2-hour class. You get a book with it because, child, we are in school. There is a time out for just trying to figure out how you're going to get things done on the internet or on social media. That's being on the sidelines. You have to get in the game if you actually want to win it. You must play the game, and you must play the game by the rules. You must learn the rules of the game and play the game by the rules if you want to win the game. So if you drive that car for business and you have a home-based business, if you go out to eat for business and you have a home-based business, if you use your home office, okay, this is my home office, all right, where I am sitting right now. And so a percentage of my rent, a percentage of my utilities, a percentage of the electricity, a percentage of the alarm system, all of that stuff, because I have a home office, those things are now tax write-offs. Now, imagine you paying $2,000 a month for rent, for business, for rent. Again, imagine if you were paying $2,000 a month for rent. Now, imagine if 25% of the space in your place that you live, it could be your apartment, your condo, your house, you can rent, pay a mortgage, whatever. Imagine if 25% of that space is used for your home office. Well, guess what? You'd get to write off 25% of your rent. That's $500 every month. 500 times 12 is $6,000. Do you have $6,000 to leave on the table? I don't have $6,000 to leave on the table. Matter of fact, I don't have $6 to leave on the table. Matter of fact, I don't have 6 cents. Do you have 6 cents to leave on the table? I don't have any money to leave on the table. Let me tell you something. Times are hard. People are struggling. Folks are homeless. If you are trying to build your legacy for yourself and your family, then you're trying to give and you're trying to help, you're trying to serve. We don't have any money to leave on the table. So you need to get your money back. Okay? Tax time is here. And let me help you understand this. Tax time is always here. Every single day that you wake up and breathe, every single day that you wake up and you speak to someone or you communicate with the world, then you are potentially in a situation where you could either minimize your taxes or, because you don't know, pay more than you have to. And in my book, Tax Deductions That You've Never Known About, Get Your Money Back, Tax Deductions That You've Never Known About, I go over page after page. Look at this book. It's thick. Page after page after page of tax deductions that you never knew about. And there's space for you to write so you can take notes in the book as you go along, because this is not something that you can learn sitting down in one session. This is not something that you can learn just watching a video or reading the book one time. This is something that you have to practice. I have been learning how to get my money back for over 14 years now, 13 years now, ever since I met Sandy Bakken, the IRS tax attorney who used to train the IRS agents how to go out and get people. He then left the IRS, and now all he does is teach self-employed business owners the things that he was trained on, that he understands the law about, that he basically enforced with the IRS. He now teaches you and I how to leverage all of that information for our own collective benefit. Okay? The very first time I got a raise, I want you to understand, this is going to impact everybody. Everybody's waiting for their breakthrough. Well, let me tell you what happened when I had my breakthrough. I was making $10,000 per commission check, and now I was working very hard, grinding, doing all the things that you're supposed to do to grow your business, to grow your life. And I was expecting my first $20,000 commission. Now, when I had a $10,000 check, I used to get about $8,500 because I had a husband and 3 children. So I had 5 allowances. I thought that's what you were supposed to put on your, W-4, because I didn't read it. Nobody's reading, okay? I'm just putting the thing on there and doing what I think I'm supposed to do. And most people fail in life because they don't know what they don't know and they think they know. Now, my big brother Les Brown said that. Anyway, this $20,000 check was coming. I had the money spent already because I was living check to Monday. I got a book for that too. This is how to stop living check to Monday, okay? You get paid on Friday, you kick it on the weekend, you pay on your pass-through bills, and by Monday you broke. Check to Monday, check to check would have been a blessing. I was living check to Monday. So I had already spent the money. So I thought I was going to get about $16,000. Well, guess what? When the check came, the check was like $9,000. Almost passed out right there in the office. I got dizzy. Then I said, girl, you can't get dizzy because you need your money. I said, you right. So I called the IRS. The IRS said, you are in all these tax brackets. So here's the deal. You're trying to get to the next level. Well, what happens when you get to the next level, the more money you make, the more money they will take. Now, we have to pay some taxes. But if you have a financial education, you can reduce your taxes to the legal limit. And let me close with this. Tax avoidance is perfectly legal. Tax evasion is not. Tax avoidance is following the laws and the rules and getting educated to find out all the potential tax deductions that you have and documenting them honestly. Okay? Tax evasion is avoiding the taxes that you have to pay, not paying, and you can go to jail for that. That's not what we're talking about. We are talking about power. We're talking about freedom. We're talking about peace. And we're talking about taking your life back. And the only way to take your life back and to live and thrive beyond 2020 is to get your money back. Go to aslan.org. Let's do this.